So I don't like these sort of foci. This one will be hard to pull off. Western Europe.
Why do you not like? Why?
I don't like these ones because they so once per turn spend 2 people and 2 elites to gain 1 finance. So we're throwing 4 for 1.
Oh, okay.
2 elites, 2 military for 1 people.
Mm-hmm.
2 military, 2 government for 1 elites. Like so on and so forth. So like it's an option, but I don't like looking at that.
Okay.
So sorry. Going back to where I was. Home theaters, we already about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at what allies we can get. In Western Europe, we can get Charles de Gaulle.
Strategy Mill says, but that means each timeline. So if you plan to play 10 timelines, you only spend 4 for 9.
Oh. You keep getting it over the course of time, so being able to do it early is very strong. Interesting. Well, did I talk about that as a policy option before? Because that would have been really good to have earlier.
I don't remember.
All right.
Like, you know how much time from then and there, even if it'd been 5 minutes, I probably don't remember.
All right. Sorry.
I think that means you may be looking at it differently now.
Yes, I'm definitely looking at it differently. Anyways, we can look at getting a satellite into orbit. It'll cost us 1 military.
Okay.
Let's actually do our other policies.
Strategy Mill says, so it will always be a trade-off.
Yeah, but you still so gain 1 fight. Interest holders it requires at least 1 or more elites, 2 people in it. Okay, so we can do political expansion right now, which would mess with our military and mess with our government.
Okay.
But we can spend some VP to get the military back, and we'll be gaining elites for the rest of the time.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do that. Yes, I do want to mismanage it.
We're gonna mismanagement this in the ground if we can.
And here we go.
9 VP looks delicious.
There we go. So now we're reconnecting Congress with that 9 VP. So it was worth it. Well, it probably will be. We need to reach the moon first on the nation's space effort. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and to do the other things. I love that.
All the things.
I love that JFK speech right there. And do the other things.
The other things, and that thing, and your thing, and all the things.
Speechwriters back then, right?
Yeah.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one that we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win.
Strategy Mill said, this is why the U.S. government can't deliver nice things to people.
Hey,
we gotta do all the other things, though.
Yeah.
We gotta do all the other things.
Also, this is the exact opposite of our real life. We have, like, way too much in military in real life, so I'm doing a good thing. Probably not. All right, so moon landing.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Nord.
So what do we gotta do? Land on the moon before the USSR, and we'll get 12 victory points.
Oh, that looks yummy, too.
So let's make sure that that's something that we focus on, okay? So technology and research, I'm not too concerned about it, to be honest. Like, I'm okay with falling behind technologically because we're focused on some other stuff. So,
okay.
We need to get our
if
military
we fall behind
back.
Technologically, though, wouldn't it be bad for the space stuff?
It's military technology.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Not you. Okay. About that. Okay.
I'm
I'm worried about all the things. All of the things. We gotta do all the other things and
Can
worry
I deploy
about
here?
all of the other things.
Is I disarmed? Can I deploy?
I have no idea.
right.
Lifelong soldier.
An election fast approaches with a grumbling military, seeks to topple the status quo. The current administration enjoys broad support throughout the country and appears assured of its power for now. However, even from
Oh my
this
God,
lofty
Thor.
position, it has become clear that dark clouds are gathering. Even the most politically naive can see that a crisis is approaching. If the current U.S. administration cannot find a way to navigate the coming storm decisively, it will soon find itself falling from power. So we're effing up when it comes to the military. So we're going to meet with a general so that we can gain 2 military, and we're going to lose 1 VP. That's fine, because we just gained some.
Thorn said, all I see in my mind is burning Elmo gif. Yeah. Like,
or the this is fine guy. How about that? All right. A Sherman-esque statement. The opposition's general has refused to run as their candidate, though they have not given up. This has all but crippled their ability to pose any kind of threat in the upcoming election. So we're able to stave off the issue. For all the opposition's bravado and self-assured moves, their election hopes relied on the endorsement of said general. That support seems to have evaporated. Seems to have evaporated, as negotiations
it's okay,
between
I
the two
understand
camps
your words.
have completely
Your words
broken
sound
down.
quite good. Your words and well, you can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you. All right, so we did that. Let's see. Let's go
You
ahead.
got 3 turns, by the way. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just letting you know. Like,
We're going to do our own
We have
satellite.
launched our first object into space.
So we're tied, although they got it first. So they got the VP with it.
not accept a tie. It's unacceptable.
The next one's going to cost 1 military. One after that is going to cost 2 military. 2 military. 3, 3, 4, and then 5 for the final one.
How's our military doing? It doesn't.
Well, we're
look
at
right.
1, but we're gonna keep
We
trying
can't
to.
do it. We can't do it.
We're gonna keep trying to get more military points.
Like, the Elmo gif has been neutered. Like, we gotta, like, our military. We gotta get more military. Do all that.
Was I seeing that correctly? Corporate event. Reduce people alignment by 1. Gain VP. Oh.
What?
Oh, so instead of gaining 1 over time, but we'll gain 8 VP, so it's a trade-off. Okay.
That's what Strategy Mill was saying. Remember?
Yeah. I was thinking of these ones, but yeah. Okay. All right. So, wasn't there a thing that I could do? People alignment of at least 5 or influence at least 3 in all of...
Or an ass. Reduce people alignment. Does that mean to become less social?
Yeah, I have personally reduced my people alignment a lot. So we're going to try and get our influence to at least 3 in all of Western Mexico, Eastern Mexico, and the Cuman-Bahaman zone. So let's get back out there. I possibly didn't need to put my tank here. And yeah, because there is no ship, I can't move it. Is there a possibility of being able to deploy a tank here? Doesn't cost anything? Okay, it doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and set up a tank here.
Good, because we need free. We need free.
All right. Sorry, Eastern Mexico. I hope you're okay with this. And if you're not, well, we're America, and we do what we want, apparently. All right. Central America, an honest pursuit. First Commissioner Harry J. Anslinger. Lucky Luciano continues hiding outside the Federal Bureau of Narcotics Authority in Havana, Cuba, Bahaman Zone. Expand his power.
Federal Bureau of Narcotics Authority?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's before we had what is it?
I've never even...
What is the DEA? Drug Enforcement Agency?
Oh, okay.
I think it...
So this is like that, but long time ago.
All right, so we can assign this to the Department of State and gain some government.
Do we have anything that we can get?
We can expand his authority.
What do we get for that?
And then we'll lose 1 government.
Do we want? I don't think we.
We can reprimand him for his failure and gain 1 influence.
No, I think
We're not worried about the
middle
influence.
one. I think the gain the government. Second one is better.
You think we should have the Department of State manage this?
I think so, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what's your feeling on it?
I don't want to do this one because I feel like if he has power, he'll be getting a lot more done.
Oh. Okay, well.
We'll
I
lose
mean,
one government, but we can spend some VP to get it back.
Okay. I don't want to spend VP. I want to.
Okay. Well, hey.
But I don't know. You do. You are the master.
Let's do it. You went with number 2. We're doing
it. Oh my god. Ugh.
I'm not the master.
You are the master.
We're playing this
compared to
together.
me.
All right, here we go. We're gonna gain some influence.
Strategy Mill said, indeed. Actually, Harry J. Onslinger, there is the designer of the war on drugs, and he came up with the concept. Okay.
And that went really well. Historically.
If y'all get angry about what Nord says, remember, that's not me saying.
All right. A lucky ultimatum. As the Cuban government fails to arrest the gangster Luciano, we are about to halt all medical supply deliveries to the island.
You're, like, not wrong.
Threaten military action instead. Ooh, we get 2 military for it.
Oh, really? Take it. Need the military. Take it. Take it. Take it.
All right. Press select to focus. So that actually didn't go too poorly.
Halt medical supplies. Imagine how many people that must kill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that doesn't sound good. All right, so we need to do something that's going to help our finances.
Okay.
Let's see, we gain 1 finance on that. Democratic movement, that's South America. Lose some finances, but we'll gain people.
Gain finance. I don't think we should lose. Thorn said, you need to send your hate mail to Nord Macro. Yeah. I mean, you can send your hate mail to Nord, but I don't think it'll get read. So, whatever makes you feel better.
I'll read it. Maybe.
Strategy Mill says, you take away all their medicines casually. Like, it's just,
yeah.
you know.
I think pissing off Cuba and doing horrible things like that probably didn't do well historically. So.
No, historically, that's not good. Thorn said, kindling for the winter.
It's funny because people talk about Cuba like the U.S. has never had a good relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like historically it was pretty darn good until we ended up.
We
so anyways,
effed it up. Yeah, I mean,
so
that's like for real.
Let's go with this to get some finances going.
Okay.
We're going to stay armed.
Arms race.
Cuban government decided to meet American demands and announced that Luciano is in custody and will be deported within 48 hours.
Okay.
Cool. Escorted by authorities, he boarded the Turkish freighter SS Bakir bound for Genoa. Italian police are standing by to arrest him on arrival. They will send him to jail in Palermo.
Alrighty then.
Picture it. Sicily, 1922.
Thank you, Sophia Petrillo.
Come on, that was a Golden Girls moment. I had to go with it.
I know.
Anyways.
I know, that's why I called you Sophia Petrillo.
With a warning to stay out of trouble in order to earn a release. U.S. shipments of medical supplies to Cuba will resume.
Golden Girls is like, I don't know. That's like the best series ever. Like,
all right, if we do Charles de Gaulle,
every time you say Charles de Gaulle, I think that actor. Like, I think of that actor, the one that does what's his name? I know Thorne knows who I'm thinking. Like, does like fighting stuff, and like they treat him like he's serious. God dang it, I don't know his name, but it sounds like you said. Yeah, Seagal. Yeah, it sounds like Seagal to me when you say de Gaulle. I think Seagal.
Because I was thinking Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he's Belgian. But
No,
Seagal.
Seagal.
Even Seagal. Okay. Well, I guess de Gaulle should feel happy about being compared to that now. All right. So we got some stuff going on. Yeah. Main. So policies. We have the get to space or get to moon landing. We have this one that we're still working on, and we have that stuff that we can do. So let's go ahead and take a look at this situation. If we move here, is it going to cost? It's going to cost one people. I think we can do that.
Wait, why are you moving there?
So that we can enact the policy in Central America right here, where we'll get 8 VP.
8 VP, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So we'll lose one people to be able to gain 8 VP. Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, people. Okay.
Then all right, that was one more people.
Okay.
And this is one more people. But now we get it.
What's our people at?
Our people is now at 4.
4? Okay.
So let's go ahead and do our policy, corporate ventures. So reduce people alignment by 1 and gain 8 VP.
Okay.
So we will no longer be gaining. But we got a lot of VP for it. All right, so we have do the moon landing here. And then
That
each of
12
these
VP looks so good.
each of these are this sort of thing.
Okay.
Didn't we already do this one?
I thought we did.
All right. Well, we don't want to continue doing that then. All right, let's go back to Western Europe, where we have tanks coming into Norway again, because that's what they do.
What is
Let's
it?
see.
North?
Do we? I'm concerned that having these fighters here is a danger, but they don't look like they're in danger right now. So let's go ahead, have our fighter command go ahead and deal with this.
Okay.
All right. Jawaharlal Nehru has depleted their power as a result of their actions in Western India. Good job on him. Did his stuff. Should we be doing de Gaulle? Lose 2 government. Yeah, we'll do it. Yes, I know I'm mismanaging my government again. Hey, French music. See, it was worth it. You can mismanage your government for French music. It's just that's how it works, folks.
Word.
And then we'll go ahead and use the other fighter to get 4 VP here.
Do you think military people sitting in offices and whatever, and they're like, oh, we'll do this, and then all of a sudden music goes off depending on what they're doing.
That's how it works. All right, send a team. We're going to gain 3 government at the cost of 2 VP. That was fine. Did I just see? Oof.
I don't know what to think about that you were just looking at.
Our units here are reorganizing and engaged. When we can, we're going to need to get them out of there. That was this is the whole bait situation I was talking about.
Is it bait?
It was bait.
Probably bait. Yeah.
So, this is one complaint I have, although I understand that this is probably for balance reasons, but I would like to be able to bomb border regions. I know that that's like
I think
for balance reasons.
then you would be that'd be too little OP. I feel like, you know what I'm saying.
The invalid target selected unit is deployed and combat ready for conventional air missions in Western Europe. The
strategy email said you could have opted to disarm at posture selection to avoid that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't want to disarm.
I could have, or I could have strategically.
I like arms.
I could have strategically gone ahead and put my fighters to command reserve so that they weren't there. That would have been the wise decision. I did not make the wise decision. Anyways, there's
that's life.
The difficulty in handling border regions is kind of weird. I don't know. I need to play as the Soviet Union and see how that works out, because like they have total control pretty much here, and then their strength would definitely be in pushing out, at least if you're going to do it militarily. Anyway, what are you doing, Charles de Gaulle? Leader abilities, leaders can possess. Okay. Spend 1 power per unit to restore combat status of adjacent friendly units. Gain influence in the local region. Spend 2 power for 1
Strategy
influence.
Mel say use supply.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Masterly played.
Am I... Do I gotta select a unit? Like, how does that work? Spend 1 power per unit to restore combat status in adjacent friendly units. So I did 1?
S gain, then take them out.
What was that?
S gain, then take them out. So I'm guessing supply gain and then take.
So I'm gonna go ahead and actually, yeah, no. I do want to command reserve.
Again, again. I saw it as. I was like, does he mean? He's like again and then take them out.
So it's on cooldown. Can't use it 2 times in a row, right? Or is this one available now? No, it's still engaged. So I was able to save 1 of them with that.
There we go. Yes, but saved 1.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm happy with it. Spend 2 power to gain 1 influence. Spend. Oh, but this one ends. No, they both end turn. So why is it 2 power for 1 influence and then 1 power for 1 influence? What am I misunderstanding there? Spend 2 power to position? So is it just in the location? Or local, this is local region. Okay.
Okay. Strategy Mill says 1 is in the region where the leader is, the other is position anywhere.
Okay. No, that's really good to know. I had no idea that you can put that wherever. Anyways, we lost a fighter. So that's not too bad. Or it's reorganizing rather.
I wish I knew how many they had. But then because we don't know.
All right. Actually, we didn't lose it. We didn't lose it. We're gonna rebase now.
Okay.
This
is kind of getting a little bit intense now. I feel like.
I'm thinking back to. We'll take it to. Southern UK.
Okay.
All right. Focus Anglo loans completed. So hey, we saved both units. Thank you for explaining that. I really appreciate that. That was really cool to learn. But we saved both units, and they fought, but they didn't. They weren't wiped out. All right, so it's telling us spend 2 finance and gain 1 people alignment, and we'll get. We'll have to have more than that. Let's see. South America, Turkish Straits.
Strategy Mill said you're making brilliant comments there.
I don't know about that. But thank you. Feel like okay.
I haven't really gotten to do any real input because we kind of like I was supposed to be in charge of the space race, but that kind of you saw what happened. We kind of pushed that a little bit off. So
I'm just wanting stuff. People alignment at least 5. Or influence in South America.
I mean, it didn't help that we spent quite a bit of military stuff too.
Yeah.
So
We have 4. We're already hurting economically. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I want something that gives us military, and I'm not necessarily seeing it. There are some things that would cost us military, definitely.
And we don't want that.
So, like, Turkish...
Is there something we can do for free, maybe? And I mean, we won't gain anything, but as long as we're not, like, spending something.
Well, we know, like, if we keep this here, we kind of have this well-balanced, and we have a lot of strength in Western Europe, so it could kind of eat their stuff up. Like, what are they going to do against us?
Okay.
Like, I kind of feel like we could do that. But yeah, our financial situation isn't looking too great. It will be improved. We got a ton of VP to cover on it. I just wish there was something that obviously had a military thing.
That's like...
Anyways, I'm gonna go with Western Europe. Is that okay?
Oh, that's fine. What's our VP at?
Or we're at 50.
Okay. I was hoping that said 50.
I'm sorry. I'll get it to 58. How about that? And I will not disarm.
Arms race.
The American dream. The masters of finance have spoken openly about a new era of endless growth fueled by cheap and easy credit. Across this great country, one can find a renewed sense of optimism and a smile on the faces of every American. Many have lifted themselves out of material poverty and boast a home, car, and all the comforts of a modern life. Much of that created by the Montgomery GI Bill.
Yeah.
But the GI Bill wasn't always given equally. At the time, your grandfather kind of lucked out because a number of Native Americans were left out.
Yeah.
On it, especially Black Americans. But that was how your uncle or your grandpa was able to come out of it.
Yeah, he used the GI Bill to buy a house. Got out of the military. I remember my grandpa saying.
Because he was
that.
Your family was in extreme poverty during the
Yeah,
Great Depression.
yeah. He had like it was a total of 8 siblings, and it was just his mom because his dad had died of a heart attack, which is really strange because I feel like that was a story of a lot of people during that time.
Yeah.
Like their dads died of heart attacks. It was just kind of one of those things.
History Channel documentary.
My grandfather remembers working at the age of 5 to pick strawberries just to make money. But yeah, it was kind of when he went into the military, he said he loved it because it was the first time he had ever had like 2 pairs of boots, which he didn't really have much for shoes. Like he'd run around barefoot.
And he got some
during the time.
hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
That didn't...
And then always 3 meals guaranteed a day. So he said like he felt like when he went into the military, he was like living it up. That's what it felt like because they took care of him. But yeah.
He joined at like 16?
16 years old. Yeah, he couldn't make weight. I remember my grandfather told me this story. He couldn't make weight, so he ate like a whole bunch of bananas to go back to make weight.
Yeah.
But he still couldn't get in because they did like tests on him, and they were like, your potassium levels are ridiculously high, so something's wrong with you.
We don't trust what's going on here. He's like, the recruiter gave me a giant bunch of bananas so I would make weight, and now my potassium levels are through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather always bragged because he joined when he was 14 because he was fairly big for a 18-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was able to like get it. But it's not like they were really, really strict about it.
Yeah. So like basically the poor people in the country were trying to get into the war, to get into the military. And a lot of them would lie about their age. Like this is like just a known fact, like historically, because they just were so poor. So, but if you got into the military, you have food, you get shoes, you get clothes, you get all the things that you couldn't get before.
And this was my most masterful plan so far today. I had Hazzie talk about history. Look what I did there.
Yeah,
Look what I did there.
You did.
See?
I don't usually talk about history as often because it's like, usually I'm like, it's history, whatever.
But that one did it.
It did do it.
It's the character part that interests you.
Yeah, Strategy Mill said, so true, especially on education, paid for by a 90% tax rate under a Republican president, Eisenhower. So interesting.
Things that couldn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, Eisenhower speaking against the military-industrial complex and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, so I'm effing up the economy. And
Here we go.
so we're gonna gain some finance back, losing 1 VP. So hey, we got some finance back. Here we go, looking at some policies. In Western Europe, we have the Marshall Plan. We could spend 2 finance and 2 people and 1 government to gain 8 influence in Western Europe, restricted to areas without USSR presence. So let's take a look at that. What would that even be? I mean, we would gain some in Spain, possibly, maybe in Sweden, but I mean, we have pretty high influence in a lot of places. So it's not really all that. By the way, as an Irish person of Nordic descent, mostly Dublin region, ancestors coming in and settling Dublin, thank you for giving Ireland its own tile. Thank you. Like, I'm pretty happy about that. France doesn't even get its own tile. France is like, yeah, you get some Belgium, but Ireland, we get our own tile. Thank you. Well done.
My French ancestors are hollering right now.
Anyways, so
Sarashima said, "You are welcome."
So, sorry. Let's go ahead. We don't have any allies to be able to work with. I'm probably actually clicking on the wrong stuff for doing this. There we go. So we do have the reconnect the national stuff by launching our
12
things.
VP.
All right, finance. So what do we do here? If we spend 2 government and 2 finance, we can get military expansion, which we desperately need military expansion. However,
We need
I just had a government crisis, or I just had a crisis of finance.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it be bad if I went right back into crisis again? Like, shouldn't I give a space in between? What do you suppose? You think I should risk it for a biscuit, or wait
I'm
until
scared. I don't want annihilation.
Do you want to have a gap between when we do it, or do it now?
Oh God, I don't know. I think, is this gonna spend us down to how much?
Well, we'll probably have to spend 1 VP to gain 2 finance again, something similar. Do you want to wait a turn before we do it?
I think we should wait. I don't
Okay.
think we should.
Okay.
I'm playing very conservatively right now.
That is-
I just don't think we should do that.
That is fine. Okay, let's have De Gaulle do some more De Gaulle stuff.
I don't know. I wish. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, just go all out, but I'm not sure. Like, I kind of want to play it conservatively right now.
All right, and here we have friends moving into West Germany again, the least friendly of friends. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to enact that policy. Ooh, we have 2 options. So 2 military and 2 government to gain elites.
That's not what we need.
We'll do this one for now. Yes, we're mismanaging things.
Oh my God.
We know we're mismanaging.
All the noises are giving me anxiety. I'm just like, I know we're mismanaging. Like,
It'll be fine,
oh,
hopefully.
I don't know.
But look, we have 2 military coming with us later on.
I feel like this is like if we're like
We could
working on
ru-
our own
we could
personal
ruin 2
finances,
areas.
and I'm like, God damn it, Nord! No, you do not need to buy that $400 Warhammer freaking thing. You know?
Hey, I never got into the Warhammer hobby because of how expensive it is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start bombing this tank,
Okay.
forcing it to reorganize. All right. Yep. We're gonna get 2 finance, losing 1 VP. So
5 VP.
it'll be okay, Hazy.
I
It'll
don't
be okay.
know. The VP is what I'm always like aimed for, you know.
And then we'll go ahead and finish taking it out. Look, 4 VP.
4 VP.
See?
It's okay. This game is so good at making me freaking like, I'm gonna white knuckle my armchair here. like, like, I don't know about that.
All right. We can't do any of the other ones currently. We can't do that. So we'll just continue.
This is what Thorn was talking about, like trying to make decisions like that in a strategy game, and she was saying that she gets anxiety. It gets her nervous. See what I'm talking about, Thorn? I understand. Like, I understand.
So we had Gaulle deplete his power. He had an exceptional amount of power. He had 5 points. So that was pretty cool to have.